Okay, the top 3 things I'm most excited in content marketing are first would be the adoption by brands. I think brands are starting to understand the value of content marketing as a platform for telling stories, and we're seeing this with content marketing and native advertising, which are close cousins. We've just recently hired Eric Hadley coming over from Pinterest to head our strategy and our partnerships with brands and agencies exactly for that. I think the next thing that's most exciting for me in content marketing is probably the advancements in attribution. Content marketing is very top of funnel. It creates awareness with people that didn't necessarily know about the brand or the product, but the attribution from that to the actual purchase is very difficult to do, and I think that's coming, and that's very exciting. And then the third is probably mobile, where the canvas for telling a story or advertising or marketing on a mobile phone is really limited, and what we're seeing with publishers is with a limited canvas, you just can't stick banner pixels and things like that. And so every pixel has to create value for the consumer, and I think that's where content marketing and our brain as the leader is very exciting.
There's one really exciting thing that I'm looking forward to, and then 2 things that need to make that happen. I think the response to ad blocking needs to be publisher-led, I really do. Advertisers need to be involved in that, and so do the trustees of the web and consumer groups. But it's the publishers who really need to take action because they feel the pain. So what I'm looking forward to is seeing the publishers set the agenda for what the future of ads, which will respect readers and viewers. What is that going to be? The second thing I'm looking forward to is for the advertising industry to mature, to grow the hell up, and to realize that they don't need to intrude on the watcher as much as they have been. If they can get an effective result for their brands, that's really all that they need to do. They don't need to intrude on me as a viewer. And the third thing that I think needs to happen is that eventually the current storm around ad blocking needs to normalize. Ad blocking has hit the agenda almost too much. We need to calm down, but we need to address this maturely and just keep looking at it. It shouldn't pop up and go away.
The 3 things that I'm interested in are, firstly, brand advertising playing a bigger part in the programmatic world. We now have the capabilities to deliver an entire media plan and deliver, great reach for awareness down to, really targeted actions and performance. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that hopefully we can start engaging with the creative industry a lot more. And the final thing is hopefully we can start to figure out new ways in which we can measure the success of advertising with both brand and direct response together. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, the first thing that I'm extremely excited about is the power of data. I'm extremely passionate about how data can transform our business and just make our relationships with consumers a lot more personal. That's one thing. The second thing is it's the conversation we had before about how to use creativity in a world where the amount of content is exploding. I think that's just a wonderful opportunity because I think it's really difficult, and I think the ones that are going to get it right are the ones that are going to be the big time winners. And then if you look specifically at beer, the thing that really excites me is that in the world of beer, the truth is that consumers are getting more and more excited about our category. People are, for many years, beer was something you drank without really thinking about it. Well now, you go out in London or you go out anywhere, and the amount of choice you have as a consumer, the amount of engagement you have as a consumer with beer is just going through the roof. That's pretty exciting when you're in the beer business. So those are 3 things.
So 3 most exciting things for our industry. First and foremost, in the UK, very excited about the fact that we're moving towards a unified measurement system across digital and traditional TV. So the first phase of Project Dovetail that's just launched in the UK, massively exciting. And so that's obviously paving the way for the future of measurement in TV and video. I think secondly, the fact that we're seeing massive strides happening in the space of quality and frauds. So we're really starting to see the industry kick into gear to eradicate fraud and improve quality across the board, in particular for video. It's really just been in its early days this year, but I think over the next sort of 6 to 12 months we're going to see it really notch up a gear. And I think thirdly, it would be the development of kind of the programmatic TV space. We're seeing the early days of it in the US at the moment, and now in many markets around the world we're starting to see that develop. So that's both TV bought with digital data sets or TV actually built, for more dynamic insertion of advertising, where we truly are seeing some shifts starting to happen in the TV space right now.
The three things I'm most excited about in the next 6 to 8 months in my industry are ad blocking, and ad blocking. Because right now, ad blocking is, as I said before, this is the year ad blocking breaks. This is the year ad blocking goes to the next level. And as we've just gone mobile, it's not just ad blocking on your desktop anymore. It's ad blocking on mobile. It's ad blocking on iOS. It's ad blocking on Android. So if I could just maybe be a little more creative with my answer than I was before, I would add to that the fact that this is the year of users. This is when users actually take control. They say that they make a difference in the industry by doing innovative things like choosing to block ads, choosing to block tracking, choosing to tell advertisers and publishers that sometimes they demand a little bit more. Sometimes they demand that they're better ads, sometimes they demand that they don't want themselves to be tracked all over the web. So,
the top three things that I'm most excited about in the coming year, in 2016, I really think the first one is for us in video, it's the scaling of the solution. Last year we saw the solution really start to take off. We saw both demand, so brands, advertisers jump into video advertising. They started testing it out. We saw supply partners actually growing their content in terms of video, and now starting to become more and more interested in monetization solutions. And then we had the infrastructure start to develop itself to support it. And I really fundamentally believe in 2016 we're going to see a big uptake because we've got the basis to work from. The second thing that I'm very excited about is the growth and us evolving how to join up the linear TV world together with the digital, I would call TV content. And again, I think this is a really important trend that we've actually seen here in Dmexco in terms of the participants. And it's been a topic that I've shared with several people here, and it's certainly growing in importance. It's how do we work towards uniting linear together with digital. Big point, and I think it just follows from the first point. And I think the third point is consolidation. You're seeing here we had a couple of mergers or acquisitions, I should say, announced while we were here, as is normal. And I really think that as the marketing and advertising evolutions again around, I think, content becoming more converged, you're going to see the large players look at continuing the trend of consolidation. So I think that's going to be really exciting, and we'll see some really interesting things happening.
For me personally, I think our European expansion is going to be really exciting. So we're looking at other markets very closely, so France, Germany and beyond into 2016. So we'll be building new teams across new cities across Europe, which will be really exciting. I think video as well, so how we scale that video proposition outside of California is going to be really exciting for me and my team. We'll be creating local content across Europe for our audiences. And then finally, at some point, I think going on holiday is going to be nice. I think I'm going to try and go to Canada, maybe skiing.
I'm so fantastically excited about the opportunity to have as many touch points as we have, and to be able to really figure out how we can cater to the states of minds of our passengers throughout the journey via all of these touch points. The second thing I'm really excited about is attribution modeling. We're still in the very, very early stages of understanding how exactly that might work, but I think we're iterating towards some really, really interesting findings. And the last thing is, I'm still just really, really excited about producing better and better content.